Hi, I'm Vicky. I'm glad you're here. Today I have a really fun project for you. We're going to be making some printed pillow boxes. And I'm making them from this set of craft pillow boxes that are already made. I bought these from my crazy bargain discount store in Gymea. You can also get these from the liquidators if you live in Australia. I believe there are similar things at Dollar Tree and in large craft stores anywhere where you can find these craft pillow boxes. They're a good size. They come in different sizes. I particularly like this size for the project, and I'm going to use them to put my Christmas gifts into. You can see that's how the pillow works. You just pop it in like that. They're pre-scored. That makes it a really simple project. There's not too much making. I'm just bringing in all the equipment that I've been using. I have some gold foil and I also have some gold flakes. So I'm going to gold foil these with some of this sizing glue from Expressit. And I'm going to use a nozzle tip paint. Now to do that, I've purchased these little squeeze bottles. They are very inexpensive. They're very similar to the nozzle tip on the IKEA kids paints. And the IKEA paints are the paints I used for the print that's just sitting on my desk here underneath with the gold, silver and 2 shades of green. But these little cards here were my inspiration for this piece. I purchased these from the Salvation Army store. I love to give something to the Salvation Army around Christmas time. And I adored these gold foil tags. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to make some pillow boxes that match the cards? They have nice little red ribbons on them. They were only $4 for a pack of 10. And the secret to making the prints is a smooth, slick surface. Now, I have 2 chopping mats here, which cost me $4, again, from the local bargain store. There's a shiny side and a matte side, and I'm going to work by putting the 2 shiny sides together, just as I did for these pieces here. And you get a mirror print of each. I'm going to cut these into 4 pieces and make some card fronts out of them later on while I'm waiting for my other project to be dry. So these are flexible chopping mats. Now you could also use glass or Perspex, or you could laminate a large sheet of white cardstock in your laminator, and that would work as well. You just want a really slick, smooth surface. And you want 2 plates that are the same size to act as your printing press. It's very low tech, it's a lot of fun, and it's one of my favourite printing methods of all time. So I'm decanting my phthalo green and my cool red paint into my squeeze bottles, and these were the colours that matched the cards the best, so that's why I chose those colours. And I'm going to give them a shake so that I can get that paint into the nozzle end of the bottles. Give them a good shake. And I'm on the shiny side of the chopping mats. And I'm just going to squeeze some paint on. Just squiggle it on. Do it quickly. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You just want this bead of paint to pretty much cover your whole surface. And then with the red, I'm not going to touch the plate. I'm going to let it fall onto the plate because I don't want to mix the colours too much. You can see I'm using my other hand to keep my left hand off the table. And that's really all you have to do. Just squiggle, squiggle. Couldn't be simpler. You could get your kids to make these with you. They are that simple. And then you just press the 2 slick surfaces together. I'm just going to move it around so it will fit in the screen better. And then once you start pressing and leave it for a little minute, it's going to produce these tendrils called dendrites. Now I'm using a Baren to just squeeze out the paint a little bit more. You could use the bottom of a candle, or you could use an acrylic block. And in fact, I think the acrylic block is my favourite because I can see through it while I'm pressing. Just press all over. And it doesn't look much yet, but when you pull it apart, you can see those tendrils and dendrites have formed on your plate. And I'll just bring it up and show you a little closer so you can see the plate. See those beautiful designs in there? It's such a gorgeous, abstract, organic pattern, and I love these prints. I can't get enough of them. So all you're going to do is just sit your pillow box into the paint and make sure you rub it without letting it move around. And that's it. It's so easy. Then pull it off and look at this gorgeous result. Now you can do it on both sides of the pillow box so that both sides are printed. I'm just going to sit that one down where there's a space and just press and keep adding pillow boxes and pressing them down. The secret is to not have them move around on the plate. Then just pull them up. Look how gorgeous they are. Really pretty. So I'm going to go through this with each of them. I love this one. The initial ones that you print will probably have that thicker consistency because there's more paint on your plates. That's okay. I like them both ways. I like them with a thick texture and I like them with a thinner level of paint on them. So you can see I'm just rubbing them, having a grand old time here. It's a real playtime. Look how pretty that is. And if you want to, if there's any blank spaces that you want to fill in, you can just go and fill them back in again. When you need some more paint, the trick is where there's red, just squiggle over the red areas and only do this on one plate. Then you go back and squiggle over the green areas. You just position the plate on top and squeeze again, and this will reactivate the paint for you. And I'm using that acrylic block and just pressing the two plates together again. So now I'm going to pull them apart like I did before, and I have some fresh paint so that the rest of the boxes can be printed. And because there's not enough of a design on that one, I'm just going to move it onto another part on the plates and print it there. Now I'm going to rub some of the paint off because I'm going to clean off my plates. If ever you've used stencils with acrylic paint, you know it's a great idea to put them into some warm soapy water while you're waiting for your materials to dry. Now I'm going to show you how I use the gold size glue. And I'm going to give you an example of using this with the gold flakes and with the deco foil, which is the sheet of gold foil. My preferred method is to use the sheet of foil because I think it's less messy, but if you only have gold flakes, that's fine, use those too. So I'm just putting dots on one side of all the pillow boxes, dots of this Express It sizing glue. And the secret with the glue is to let it dry a little bit. So while it was drying, I went ahead and added some die cuts to the print that I cut down to make 8 cards. I just used black cardstock and some of my die cuts and adhered them to the front of these printed cards. And now I have 8 all occasion cards using the same technique. So these can be used all year round. They're not just for Christmas. Right, so here are the gold flakes. I'm going to use them first, I believe. Oh, and this is the deco foil, the roll of deco foil. Now you don't need to use a whole roll, you just need the width of one of the pillow boxes. And by the time I finished this project, I only used 2 sheets of that foil. So it's a very economical way to use it. Now I'm using the gold gilding flakes here. These are not very expensive at all. And they're quite fun to do. You do get quite messy fingers with this method, which is why I prefer using the foil sheets. but use what you have. So I'm just rubbing them on, and then whatever doesn't adhere to the glue, I will brush away with this wax paper sheet. I'm just pulling off anything that hasn't adhered, and you can see that's the best way to get it really stuck down and get rid of any of the bits that didn't have glue on them. So when you see me use the foil, you'll see it's much simpler. All I'm really going to do is rub that acrylic block, across the foil again. And then I'm going to move it around and just pick up as much of the gold as I can by moving it here and there across my pillow box. And that looks beautiful. I'm really happy with that. You can see how much gold is left, so just keep moving it so that you get as much onto your pillow box as you need. And I've gone through and finished off all 6 boxes. Now I'm going to put them together and add the little tags that I purchased from the Salvation Army store. I'm just adding a little bit of sticky tape to put all the tags on and pushing all my pillow boxes into place. And I am so happy with how well the tags match the printing that I did on the boxes and the gold foiling. And those little red ribbons just add the finishing touch. So give this technique a try. It's really fun. It's one I come back to over and over again. It's low tech, it's inexpensive, and look how beautiful the results are. And I've also got 8 cards that I've created from the green, silver and gold paints as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. I look forward to seeing you next time. If you got something useful from this, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions below. And have a very merry and safe Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.